What a special day today, to be together just us two. And what a lovely day to visit in, that's true. And I'm fairly certain that you'll agree that we're quite wonderful company. I welcome you to stay and sing and say, let's be together today. Hello to you, story friend. How are you? I'm glad to be with you. I was just putting a few books away. Yeah, I was going through some of them earlier, and now it's time to put them back. Do you ever do that? Put books back on the shelf once you're done with them? Oh, I did want to show you this one, though. Here, take a look at the cover. It's called Can You Do This, Old Badger? See the little badger swinging on the branch? And the older badger smiling. What do you think this book might be about? Well, we could find out. We could have our story time now and see. Why don't we? As we think more about the two badgers and enjoy our story time. Can You Do This, Old Badger? Written by Eve Bunting. Illustrated by LeUyen Pham. It was the time between sunset and dark. Old Badger and Little Badger walked along the forest path. Little Badger jumped a little jump. Can you do this, Old Badger? I can, but not very well, Old Badger said. I used to be a good jumper, but now my legs are stiff. Little Badger tucked himself into a ball and rolled down the slope of the path. Can you do this, Old Badger? Maybe I could still do it, but it would be hard for me. I used to roll very well. Old Badger picked leaves and twigs from Little Badger's fur. Little Badger climbed up a bent, skinny tree. Can you do this, Old Badger? Two blackbirds danced out of the leaves into the sky. I can still climb, but only if I have to, Old Badger said. And I would climb backwards because it's easier. That's good to know. Little Badger came down and took Old Badger's paw. It's sad that you're old now and can't do many things. There are some things I can't do now, Old Badger said. But you help me remember how it was when I was young, and that makes me happy. Besides, there are lots of things I can still do, and lots of things I can teach you. He pointed. See where the ground is muddy from today's rain? There will be earthworms there. Come and eat. Old Badger was right. There were wriggles and wriggles of fat earthworms on the damp earth. Yum, said Little Badger. They ate and ate. When they were finished, Old Badger went to the stump of a tree. He raked at it with his claws. This is how you get the mud out from between your toes, he said. I can show you where to dig for bulbs of wildflowers in spring, Old Badger said. In summer, I can take you where the juiciest blackberries grow. I can teach you where the field mice make their nests. I can help you find honeybee hives. But remember, never go into a hive face first. You'll get your nose stung. A wise badger does not go in where the bees come out. I wish there was a honeybee hive right here, right now, Little Badger said. Old Badger sniffed the air. There may be one in that rotting log. There was. They clawed through the top and got to the beehive before the bees got to them. Afterwards, they walked along, licking the honey from their paws. Yum, Little Badger said. They stopped by a wide stream. I can teach you to fish, Old Badger said. I didn't know badgers could fish, Little Badger was surprised. Some can. They stood in the stream. Old Badger flipped a shining fish onto the bank. Little Badger saw one swimming below. He tried to catch it, but it slithered through his paws. "It looks easy," he said, "but it's not." "You'll learn," Old Badger said. "It takes time." They sat on the bank of the stream to share Old Badger's fish. "How do you know so much?" Little Badger asked, his mouth full of fish. "Because I've been around for a long time, and because many years ago, an old badger taught me. Someday you'll be an old badger, and you'll teach a little badger what you know. That's the way it was planned." Old Badger wiped Little Badger's mouth with the back of his paw. "Will that little badger love me as much as I love you?" Little Badger asked. "He will," Old Badger said. "That's part of the plan, too. And now it's nap time." "Is that another part of the plan?" Little Badger asked. "It's another part of my plan," Old Badger said. They curled side by side in a hole on the bank of the stream. The night air was cool on their fur. Their paws were still sticky with honey and silvered with fish scales, as together they slept under a badger moon. There's lots we can learn from people who are older than us. Oftentimes there's a lot we can learn from each other, no matter how old we are. I know I've learned a lot from people who are much older and much younger. I hope you enjoyed Can You Do This, Old Badger? It's one of my favorites. You know, talking about and sharing the things we really like with people is another way of learning about ourselves and each other. Well, I enjoyed our time together very much, but for now, it's time to sing. So long, farewell till our next story time, when I will be with you again. It's time to go till our next hello. Till next time, from me to you. I enjoyed our visit today so much. The time you and I have together is very precious to me, and I'm always so glad when we can be together. I'll be back next time. Bye for now.